Hey peeps out there in YouTube land, it's Asenva here for another official Junky Spot review. Joining me today is the Mystic Kids Isabel. So here's the box, just in case you are wondering what they look like when they come shipped to you. Of course, this bubble wrap was put on here a lot nicer. I just took it out because I wanted to see her and make sure she came in okay. But you'll find that they have their kind of like their birth certificate card in there, and it's got a nice picture of her there. And then you have a nice little pillow that she's wrapped in, and so she's protected and super safe in her little cocoon. She also has a bunch of different little pieces of styrofoam wrapped around her, and usually you can kind of gently pull them off and they'll come off. But if they're a little bit tight, you could try to use like some scissors or maybe like a small knife. Just be super duper careful because you wouldn't want to scratch the resin. Once again, in true Mystic Kids fashion, I am super pleased to see that they put undies on their dolls. I think that's super nice that the company does that for you, that gives them like a little standard underwear so they don't come completely naked. So I'm gonna just carefully remove this around her head. So before I go ahead and go any further, let me go ahead and lay down some stats for you. So our girl Isabel is 27 centimeters tall. She's gonna use like a 6 to 7 inch wig. Her bust is at 13 centimeters. We've got her waist at 11.5 centimeters. We also have hips at 14 centimeters. And then her foot is 4 centimeters. Towards the end of the video, I'll go ahead and I'll compare her next to the other Mystic Kids dolls that I own. And then I'll also go ahead and put her next to some other USD sized or 1/6 scale size dolls that I currently own as well. Alrighty, well let's go ahead and get started with the review. So I wanted to go ahead and first off show you the face up. It's a beautiful face up. Currently right now on the Junky Spot website, they are selling her with the face up included. She does have the false eyelashes on as well. It's got very nice blended in blushing on the cheeks and really nice details there on the eyes and the lips. I really like her sculpt, and I have a couple of other dolls too that have eyes that are kind of semi-closed. I really like them. I think it gives a different look for the dolls. I don't know, it looks kind of dreamy or kind of sleepy. It's really cute. So I'm going to go ahead and open up her head so that way you can take a look what we have inside. She does have magnets for her head cap here. And on the inside here you can see that we have the S-hook with the strings already there and her eyes already put in. So we're going to go ahead and close that back up. We have the Mystic Kids little logo on the back of her head here. So her range of motion for her head, it's really nice, and most of the Mystic Kids bodies are very well strung, and they have really nice posing capabilities. This is her looking up, that's her looking down. This is to the side. This is another side. And then of course she can swivel her head from left to right. She does have a 2-part torso, which is really nice too. So I mean, she'll sit very well and she'll stand very well with that 2-part torso that she has. The torso itself, it can move from side to side. You can also slouch it forward here. It creates a lip right here, but that won't be seen with clothing on, and then of course you can also slouch it back a bit here too. It's about as far as it goes. It doesn't go beyond this point. Moving on to our arms here, you can see that they have that just typical ball joint right here for the shoulder. Like I said, she's strung really well right now, so I mean it's not really like she's loose or anything. She's able to keep all of her poses. If you look at her elbow here, you'll see that it has that peanut piece once again, and this enables her to have kind of like a double jointing system for herself. It can go ahead and go inwards this way, and then you can click it one more time to where it creates this shape right here. So that's really awesome. That helps with different kinds of poses if you want to do anything like that. It also swivels here, which is really nice. Hidden secret number 1. Once again, what I like that a lot of doll companies are starting to do now is they're labeling their parts. So this one has an L on it to tell you that's the left arm. And if we look on this side over here, you'll see that there's a R for the right hand. So when you have to restring, you're not going to get your parts confused. They have them labeled for you, which is really nice. So moving on to our wrist here, it's a 2-part piece right here. We have a floating piece right here that locks into the hand up here. It has a small S-hook here as well. It's one of the elongated S-hooks, so if you need to replace it, you're gonna have to get something like that. Wrist motion, I mean, it pivots and it twists. It can hold it to this position down, coming this way, and then up it goes to this point right here. You got very childlike looking hands, which is really nice. Moving along past the torso and the arms, we have our swiveling thigh joint area, which is really nice. I mean, she's popping it up to a sitting position just by moving it up like this, and then back into standing. It's got just the standard swivel joint here. I don't think there's really anything special. Excuse the dull nudity. I'm gonna go ahead and pull this down so you guys can see it a little bit better. I mean, there isn't really anything too special about this area here. It's just pretty standard. If you look at the swiveling thigh itself, you'll notice that there is a system in here that has kind of like a little peg piece that's sticking out here, and then all those indents that are in the inside. That helps to click it into place if you do happen to swivel it around. It's not going to freely swivel and just go out of control. It has a little like locking place whenever you click it into the little sockets that are in there. Going down to our knees, they're pretty standard. I like how with the Mystic Kids they kind of have it look with a flesh type look. It kind of goes in together instead of you seeing any kind of knee piece or anything like that until you bend it, of course. But the resin that's here for this peanutty piece is really rounded, so it looks really nice when it is bent. Once again, we also have that peanut piece that allows us to kind of bend the leg a little bit more. So this is just kind of like a normal like first click, and then this one is a second click, so you can see how much further it goes down when you go to that second click, which is really nice. Moving on to our ankles and our feet, yet again it's another kind of floating piece. If you pull it apart, you're gonna see that there's a little floating piece right here that's connected into the foot, and it also has the S hook there as well. Your left leg is marked with an L, and then if we pull this one down here, you can see that our right leg is marked with an R. But as far as range of motion goes for the ankles down here, you can see that it does go up at a point right here, and it goes about there when you're pointing it down. I like the little kid feet. They're really cute looking. I prefer them to have less mobility, if that sounds kind of weird to you, just because then I know when they're standing, it's not gonna like wiggle out of place and then they're gonna fall. Like it's less that I have to worry about when I'm balancing them out to stand. So all in all, I think it's a great doll, mainly if you are into the OSDs. I know there's a lot of people out there that collect the different sizes. She's super adorable, really angelic looking, which is really nice. And I know they offer some other 1/6 scale size dolls through Mystic Kids at the Junky Spot site as well that you should definitely check out. So as promised, I'm gonna go ahead and line up my Mystic Kids so you can see them in a row to see the different sizes and how they vary. From left to right, we have a 1/3 size scale doll, and in the middle we have our 1/4 size scale, and then on the bottom there we have the 1/6. So you can see there's major differences in the heights. I really do like all of them now that I've seen all the different sizes. I think they're fantastic dolls to have. And I do like how the proportions are there. You've got the MSD sized, or the 1/4 size here in the middle. Looks very, you know, I guess, I don't know if you would label them like teen-ish or whatever, or tween, or whatever you want to call them. And then the smaller ones, the 1/6 scale sized ones, really do look like children compared to them. So I think it's really good. They did a good job with their sizing, because I know sometimes the companies vary, and it's kind of odd because it's weird to see the other dolls next to each other. These, I think they did a good job. I mean, they look like they all would be like in a similar family. So if you're interested in looking, or if you already have one of the other sizes, you want to get a different one, if you want to get the smaller one, this is kind of what they'll look like next to each other, which is pretty cool. So as an added bonus, I decided to go ahead and put her next to my other tinies that I currently own right now. Going from left to right, I have a Doll Leaves Rylia, and then I also have a Fantasy Doll Kemi. Of course, there is our Isabel, our Mystic Kids Isabel, and at the end we have the Fallen Doll Rose. So you can see, I mean, there's still variation in between the companies, even though they're labeled as, you know, a 1/6 scale size doll, they still kind of vary in size from company to company. And I think the Isabel is a good average range, and it looks like, I mean, just looking at my other dolls who are currently wearing OSD size clothing, pretty much any of those clothes will fit her as well. So yep, I hope that helped anyone that might have had questions about the 1/6 scale dolls that Mystic Kids has to offer. They are super duper fantastic, really cool dolls. And if you'd like to see more awesome Mystic Kids dolls and other really cool dolly products, please go ahead and stop on by Junky Spot. That's www.junkyspot.com. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to message me down below, and I will try my best to get back to you as soon as possible. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have an awesome day. Bye!